G'day guys, it's Mark here from North Oz, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you 13 things that I really like about this brand new 2023 Toyota Fortuner. Let's get into it. So the first thing that I really like about this base model Fortuner is the fact that it actually comes with rear disc brakes, and that's something that Toyota have only just put on the highest top of the range model that they make with the Hilux. So that's very impressive from Toyota, the fact that they do it with their base model Fortuner, and I think it is a great addition for both just general towing but also stopping power in a variety of situations, both on and off-road.
So the second thing that I really like about this vehicle is something that's often overlooked when people purchase vehicles, is the fact that not only does it have good leg room and things like that, but it has an excellent seating position. So you actually sit quite on top of the vehicle, and you can see, without having to raise your chair and raise your seat all the way up, you can see your bonnet and what is in front of you. So I think that this vehicle has probably one of the best seating positions that I've ever been in, and it probably matches very closely with my Hilux. So this is something I really like about this vehicle. Nothing's going to sneak up on you. You can see exactly what is in front of you when you're out there on the trails.
So coming at number 3 is this lift back door. I really like the fact that it lifts up as opposed to the side like my old Prado 150 did, and it's just good for a variety of reasons really. It just makes accessibility easier from both sides, but it also provides a little bit of cover as well, both from the sun and also from the rain. If you're doing your shopping or you're going camping, you can just leave this back door open and get things out and even be in this back area without getting wet, unlike in the Prado. So I really do like the fact that this has a lift back on it. Very nice, and I think this is a very good feature to have. So the fourth thing that I like are the wheels and the wheel spec. Now, the wheels are a very nice design. That's just personal preference, of course. It's going to be different for everyone, but I like the stock specifications. I think it fills out the guard very nicely, and it is ready for a nice all-terrain tire. On my Hilux, it's a very shallow offset, so it sits really close to the midline of the vehicle. It's a very highly positive offset, and it's not great at all. It makes the car look like it skipped leg day, as one of the commenters reported down below, which was a pretty funny comment. Well done, you guys. But this is a really nice spec wheel. It makes the vehicle look very, very nice. So I think Toyota did a terrific job on the wheel choice for this one, but on the Hilux, I think they need to make a few modifications to what wheel they're putting on that in the future. Before we move on to the next thing that I really like about this Fortuner, can I get you guys to do me a massive favor? Can you please click that subscribe button, because it would help me out so much, but also YouTube tells me that only about 10% of you guys watching this right now are actually subscribed. And as an extra bonus, if this video gets 500 likes, I'll go ahead and next week I'll release the 10 things that I hate about this vehicle. So make sure you go ahead and do that. Let's move on to the next thing that I like about this Fortuner. The fifth thing that I like are the color choices that Toyota give you. I think that Toyota have, out of all the manufacturers, probably the best lineup of colors that you can choose for your vehicle. This is a personal favorite of mine, the Feverish Red, the same red that is on my brand new Hilux Rogue. If you haven't seen those videos that I've made on that, you can go ahead and check them out. But I also really like the blue, and white looks really good on the Fortuner. So, you know, both the colors that Toyota have chosen to equip this vehicle and the other vehicles in the Toyota lineup with, but also the styling that I think accentuates the colors, I think Toyota have done really well with that. So yeah, the colors really do make this vehicle look very nice, and probably even a little bit better than what it should or what it would if it didn't have as nice colors to select from. So coming at number 6 is the drivetrain. I really like the drivetrain of this Fortuner. The 2.8 litre engine with the 6-speed automatic is the exact same one that I've had in my Prado, which I own that for nearly 2 years, and I've got it now in my Hilux as well, and here it sits in this Fortuner. And you know what, I think that Toyota are onto a winner with this drivetrain, and it's, you know, it's great. From the point of view that the reliability alone, just knowing that it's in that many vehicles around Australia, that's comforting to know. But also knowing that if you want to hold on to this vehicle for a very long time, there are going to be plenty of parts available for it. So keep that in mind, and that is why I really like this engine. And a lot of people comment that, oh, it's outdated, and you know, a variety of other things, not enough power and stuff. I disagree. I think this has plenty of power, and it gets great fuel economy, and I can't fault it.
So number 7 is a bit of a weird one, and it's something that you would only notice if you've lived with the vehicle for a little while, and it's the positioning of the air conditioning units. Now, I think that they are in the perfect position
me living in the tropics, it's kind of a big deal. So, you know, having those air conditioning units at the right level, so when you get in the car, you can blast the air conditioner. It's not too high, it's not too low, and I think that a lot of vehicle manufacturers get it wrong, and I think that Toyota did a terrific job of positioning it in this vehicle. While we're in the interior, let's talk about number 8, and it's the fact that I really like the firmness of the suspension in this vehicle. Now, when you're driving, yes, you do feel all the undulations and all the little bumps and stuff like that, but it's nowhere near as bad as a Hilux. But everyone compares this vehicle to the Hilux, and I don't know why, because this is a lot closer to a Prado than it is to a Hilux. So I think that Toyota did a terrific job here. In my opinion, the Prado, the suspension in that is too soft and it leans a lot around corners, and the Hilux, in my opinion, again, is way too harsh for just normal driving around unladen. But this Fortuner strikes the perfect balance, in my opinion. So number 9 is the styling. I think that Toyota did a terrific job on not only creating something that's unique with the Fortuner with the rear section, but also taking some of the best bits out of the Prado and the Hilux, such as the headlights and also some of these mid panels as well. I think that Toyota did a terrific job putting the package all together, and I think it gives it a rugged but also a very stylish and classy look, in my opinion. Now for number 10, if you're anything like me and you like to tinker, you will be very happy with this vehicle, as there are a variety of parts available for it, because it has been out for a little while, but it also shares a lot of the same parts as the Hilux and the Prado. So there are a variety of things like snorkels and engine tunes and things like that if you want to go in that direction. But there is also a lot of information out there available about on forums and that, about what sort of tires and wheel specs that you can fit on this vehicle, suspension setups and things like that. So if you want to go absolutely nuts with this thing, do full bar work, lift, wheels, tires, snorkel, engine tune, if you want to go ahead and do throw your whole bank account at it if you want, you can rest assured that there are plenty of parts for this vehicle, unlike some of the vehicles that I've owned in the past, which have either been very old or have, you know, not been very popular, so they didn't really get many aftermarket parts, which was a hassle for me. So something I appreciate about this is that there are plenty of parts available for this on the aftermarket. Coming in at number 11 is the reliability, and it's not just to do with the drivetrain, although I'm standing in front of the engine bay. It's got to do with the variety of technology that is offered on other and competing manufacturers that this just doesn't have. I mean, there's a lot of space in this engine bay for a variety of things, such as second batteries and snorkels and things like that, but also too, when we have a look at the interior, and you know, as I'll overlay some videos of the interior right now, you'll be able to see that there's just really not a lot that can go wrong on this vehicle. There's knobs instead of buttons. There's really only a very small touch screen, which, you know, really is only used for the media system anyway, for nothing else. So you can basically have that comfort and have that knowledge again of just knowing that there really isn't a lot that can go wrong on this vehicle, and that, in my opinion, is a very, very good thing. So at number 12, this is going to come as no surprise to those of you who have watched my channel for quite some time, and it's the fact that I love dials instead of buttons. So changing the thermostat, changing the fan of the air conditioning unit, stuff like that, using the actual dials instead of buttons is a huge advantage, especially when you have a lot of distractions like kids, or you're going off road, or just driving in general. Just being able to keep your eyes on the road and focusing on what you're doing and getting that feedback of knowing where all of the buttons are, it is very intuitive, and it's something that I think is often overlooked these days with all the buttons and more stuff going on to the touch screens with some of the other vehicle manufacturers. Please bring back the dials, vehicle manufacturers. I love them. So that's my one of the big things that I really like about this vehicle. If it's hot, I can get in, I can just crank it up, and away I go. Especially important for where I live, which is in the tropics. So I think Toyota did a terrific job with this, and I wish that a lot of other manufacturers and also Toyota kept it in all of their other vehicles. Now the 13th and final thing that I really like about this Fortuner GX is the price. It is the base model, and it starts at around $50,000. Now I know some of you are probably thinking, but you can get other vehicles for a lot cheaper from other manufacturers, and yes you can. I'm sure it has more technology and a lot of other stuff in it as well, but for me, I am a Toyota fan because of the experiences that I've had with them in the past, both from the dealer and also just with the reliability of these vehicles. So for me, knowing that this is probably the cheapest vehicle in their lineup with the 4 high and 4 low in this vehicle as well, just knowing that, you know, means that it is a very good deal and it is very good value for money, considering that this vehicle basically has a lot of the same things that is in the Prado, which is almost twice as expensive. So for me, yes, this is a good deal. in the context of the Toyota lineup. Well guys, that concludes today's video on the 13 things that I really like about this Toyota Fortuner. And if you want to learn more about it and you want to have a little bit more information and more detail, it's a little bit of a slower paced video, go ahead and click this card above me here and it will take you to a detailed review that I've done of this vehicle. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very shortly in the next video.